Thanks, Alex. This afternoon's session is on engineers and communities, and we're going to be showcasing the importance of community focus in all development work through two major New Zealand projects. So the first project is going to be introduced through Michelle, who will discuss how CERA has maintained the community focus and managed community relationships. Chris will be coming in later and he'll be talking about a clean energy project which aims to build on a Maori community-owned renewable energy company. So just introducing Michelle, she's been involved in earthquake response and recovery work since September 2010. She led the Social Environment Task Force group after the September earthquake. And before February's earthquake had been appointed to head the Secretariat of CERA. So we'll take questions at the end and hand over to Michelle.
CERA's approach to working with communities and also our engagement approach as well. I'm hoping to leave some time at the end so you can ask me some questions, and I've also left a couple of handouts on the chair around a couple of the key pieces of information I think might be useful for you. Session outline. What I hope to cover off for you is not only the response phase, which I'm going to touch on that later, but I'm going to focus on the recovery and what's been happening in that particular space for the last 4 years. It'll be a mixture of theory, learnings, and in reality what does that look like on the ground, and how we build the evidence base into that as well. I'll also be able to cover off for you some of the communities that we work with and why we work with those ones in particular. As I mentioned, before evidence base, you'll get to see some of the new data and some of the survey information that we use to inform some of the decisions that we are making. Community in Mind is the title for today's presentation, but it's also the strategy that we've recently released and has been developed over time with input from residents and community as well. And then I want to just follow up at the end with some particular examples and studies of sort of projects that have been put in place, both at a community level and also with government as well. So this particular, and I think the important thing to note probably at this stage before I move much further forward is that you've all probably heard that disasters of this magnitude don't happen very often. And New Zealand has experienced what we've experienced in Greater Christchurch, obviously before. And so there's a lot of learning along the way. Yes, there are other disasters that have happened across the world that we take our learnings from. But uniquely, the position that New Zealand has found itself in is one where others across the world are coming to look and learn from how we have approached things and how different decisions have been made along the way. This stage is a recovery model. It's an adaptation from the US Health and Human Services model in terms of psychosocial recovery. Predominantly that's the area in CERA that I'm focused on, people's health and their well-being. And just last night watching the news again and seeing in relation right to the crash, seeing the faces of families who obviously know immediately that they've lost loved ones. For those of you that were here, particularly after February break, you'll think back and remember the same look on the faces of the people that were in Central City and other areas at that particular time as well. So the psychosocial definition is how individuals feel and how they relate to each other. So this is predominantly the area of recovery that people tend to want to avoid, because it is the more emotional side of it as well. International literature, of course, suggests that it takes 5 to 10 years for the psychosocial recovery to occur. And when you think about the environment and you look outside, see when houses are being repaired and rebuilt, you see when pipes and sewage and other things are being fixed. But it's a lot harder to determine and see how somebody is moving in terms of their recovery personally, and whether they are actually recovered from their definition, or whether they're going to need some extra help and support. So this particular model shows you that initially people do all pull together. There is that honeymoon period, you get a bit through from the disaster, but the adrenaline and etc. is running quite high. And what that means is that's where you see a lot of people coming together, checking on their neighbours, a lot of people volunteering to help people with the situation that they're personally found themselves in. And then over time, as the recovery progresses at different stages for people, some people move on more quickly than others. And quite often also what happens in what we've seen here is that people that have moved on and moved on successfully don't necessarily want to talk about it, because they know that there are others that haven't, and the problems and difficulties that others might be experiencing may not be the ones that they're experiencing. And for those of you that live at home still with your parents here in Christchurch, you may, or particularly if they live in a damaged home, you may have seen these stress levels get heightened over the last couple of years, particularly as they've been working through some difficult decisions around their personal circumstances. The other thing that happens, of course, in a disaster is that government becomes much more important place than what it would have been beforehand. So all those layers of bureaucracy sort of gets flattened a bit, and government ends up being very close and deep into people's personal life, which of course is where that sense of loss of empowerment in terms of making decisions about your own life and the future that you have in your family. And of course, some people, in terms of the particular part of the model where you see the two rows, people are going backwards and forwards through those people that may be still experiencing flooding in their households or haven't quite rebuilt or rebuilt their homes yet. Dr. Rob Gordon is a psychological specialist that we have used on many occasions since the disaster, and we use others as well. He's had 25 years of disasters predominantly in Australia that he's experienced. And he says this particular quote, "The important focus of recovery is the establishment of the basis of a new future." It's that new future that I think is an important thing to be thinking about. And recovery is, in the end, the assumption of a meaningful life and the life that you wanted to lead. And so part of the social recovery is helping people move from what they had before and what that looked like to being able to start to visualise or have some sense of hope for what the future might look like. To help inform the work that we do in CERA, we complete a survey every 6 months, and I'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. But in that particular survey, when we completed it in September 2012, 42% of the population reported distress and anxiety after the aftershocks, and that had dropped by the time we did the next survey 6 months later, down to 16%. And if you were here during that time, you'll recall that it was about 18 months worth of aftershocks that we were experiencing, and so that was a real experience of fear that people had. As time has moved on, those stresses have changed, and after the first 6-month period, the major stress that started to appear for our survey information was around people working through the insurance and EQC process in respect of their home. And that has changed in the last survey that we completed to being living and moving around in an earthquake-damaged environment. So of course, what that can mean for us, and it's the area probably means of the family and also the university itself here, is that we had to find different ways to adapt and cope with the environment and changing the environment which we found ourselves in. And 1 in 5 of the residents that have experienced those high levels of stress have access support to numbing, formalised support to help them work through the situation which they found themselves involved in. So that means over 50,000 people have received counselling that's not high-end help service counselling, but it's counselling to help them understand the emotions that they're experiencing, fear and anxiety, or stress that is happening in a personal situation. So you've probably seen these posted out in Christchurch. This is part of the All Right campaign. The All Right campaign is part of the social response that we're involved with. And these two particular signs I put up because I think that that's pictures that the communities in which we live in quite well. For some people it's okay to feel proud that we cope and that we're getting on living our lives, but for others it's all right to actually feel a bit blue down from time to time because there is still huge to be worked through. This campaign is a population-based campaign and it's a health and wellbeing campaign. So engagement, I was asked to talk about how do we work with our communities and how CERA thought through some of its approaches with communities. So bear in mind that we're a new organisation. One of our other speakers that you talked to, for those of you looking to know those session, would have heard that we were established in April 2011. Okay. And that means as a new organisation we've gone from 0 to whatever staff-based number we have at the current time, and a new organisation, a mixture of public servants, private business people and contractors. And that's an unusual thing in itself. And also we have a policy arm to the organisation which is based locally, so that is really helpful with non-responsible belief because it means that we can have real-time influence over policy decisions that are being made. But we didn't have an approach around engagement, we didn't have all those sort of, if you knowing whether it's been public servant for a long time, there are a lot of books and around best practice around how you're supposed to do lots of things, but we didn't have that because we're a new institution and we didn't have a lot of knowledge of history behind our organisation. So we needed to think about what will our engagement approach be and how will we sort of formulate that and use that. So we worked with a number of resident groups, there's 180 resident groups, if not more, in Christchurch alone. So we worked with a large number of those to say, well, if we were to have an engagement approach and model, what would that, what model would you suggest that we should look to? And we had identified what's called the IAP2 model, and we had discussed and then discussions with the community around that particular model, and that was the one that we agreed to use. Now, of course, it's difficult for a government agency who's making decisions and a lot of decisions around a lot of money and a lot of people's lives to work in particular stages through the engagement model. And I'll talk a bit more about that now. So I do have the engagement model handouts for you. So if we start at your left-hand side, the first sort of starting terminology, I guess, in terms of engagement approach will be informing, which is what I'm doing with you at the moment. I'm talking to you, I'm with you, you're probably talking at you at the current time. So that sits in that form area. And when we had to make decisions in June 2011 to zone some pieces of land red, and predominantly when we were telling people that we were informing them of that decision. After a series of hundreds of meetings we held to inform people of that decision, we then signalled that down more discreetly to the workshops that we held with residents who were in the red zone. Now those workshops were on the consultant involved stage because we didn't know predetermine the agenda around what we wanted to talk about. We sat down and tabled groups of probably 10 people and we had facilitators, of course, and recorders recording the conversation, but we asked people what were their questions that they wanted to discuss, what was it that they wanted to know more about. And through that we formed up some of the advice and support they might need to help them form up a decision. Other examples that I'll talk about move more closely down to the involving collaborative end of this particular model. But the empower model is very difficult. It's very difficult for government department to actually achieve because it means that all the decision making would sit at the community level. Now ideally if you're in the community, you might want that, but actually what we've heard feedback from the people we work with, the communities that we work with, is that there's a balance between the two. And I'll show them through one of our examples that I talked about. So in terms of who we predominantly work with, we have statutory partners. Again, NOVA's probably cut this off with you. They are the three local authorities, the three councils, Christchurch, Waitangi and Selwood. There's no Otago, there's also the regional council. But there are other people that we work with. We work with all the other government agencies that we need to, particularly those with big focus in Greater Christchurch. That's the Ministry of Business, Innovation, Employment, Education, Health, Ministry of Social Development, and a whole range of others. We also work with the community, the NGO sector predominantly, and a number of the services that are for individuals or families are funded by government agencies that are delivered by NGOs. How do people sort of have that involvement or that connection with us? Predominantly, these little circles are where mostly that discussion happens. So a community forum that was established, again part of the CERA setup, where a range of representatives from different community sectors have a voice and give advice and a view through to Minister Brownlee as he's making decisions around related matters. Case management, we have some intensive case management that's being provided to some homeowners that are still living in the red zone, those people that may be uninsured, those people that are still awaiting a decision. The surveys and data, I'm going to talk about that in a bit more detail in a minute, with community leaders, and some of the examples around some of the projects that have happened, particularly through the leadership that's happening at the community level. Social media, people, so you know how that works. Outreach centres and earthquake hubs. So we did make sure that we have a place within our communities, and so when those hard decisions have been made, we've got our own staff, and also we've got others to be sitting alongside our staff to help people work through some of the hard decisions that they need to work through. We've got some relationship managers, not many, 3 to 5. They're based geographically in terms of different areas that were most hardest hit through the earthquake, and also they target the focus on a population basis, so Māori, core communities, Pacific Island, people in the disability sector as well. Established a residential advisory service, I'll talk about that a bit more in a moment, and literally hundreds of community meetings and workshops. So primarily they are channels. We don't talk to meet individually with 350,000 people that live in Christchurch, but we do have a range of channels that people can make access or if they wish to be involved. So community mind, which is the title of the presentation, I wanted to talk about that today. This is probably around psychosocial recovery, people's health and their wellbeing. So there was a short-term strategy established before CERA. It was established in 2010. I was involved in that obviously at that particular time, and that strategy, which was a high-level framework, was took into account a report that Sir Peter Guttman, the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister, wrote at that time, and it guided agencies and councils in respect of the supports that people are going to need, both individually and their families, and also the community. Government agencies took responsibility for ensuring that supports for individuals and families was in place, and the councils, to different approaches, particularly between Waimangi and Christchurch City Council, took on the responsibility of community-led psychosocial recovery that might be required. As time was drawing to an end, and knowing what we did around the fact that people's wellbeing may not be recovered 5 to 10 years after the earthquake, we set about trying to understand whether a longer-term strategy was going to be needed. So we started that out by having a range of focus groups which did involve residents and community groups, NGOs and volunteers and frontline staff workers, a whole range of people. And really what we were looking for is for their input around what they thought was going to be needed, or whether they thought actually it would be okay and whether it would be required. We also, through those focus groups, there were some emerging themes, so the mathematical analysis was done. And then some key informant interviews were done with Dr. Carol Bell, Dr. Rob Gordon, Suzanne Gallagher, Sarah Jobel, Daniel Aldridge and Tim Dyers. So they gave us input and feedback around from their experiences and disasters, what needed to be public taken into account at this particular time. After that, a draft strategy was produced, which looks like this, on our website. However, the draft strategy was always going to be too big to be a strategy that people were going to be able to pick up and make reference to and be able to put their work into. And so we lifted that strategy up to a smaller document, also on our website. And in this particular strategy, it is a guiding document with the communities and for organisations around psychosocial support and response. When the strategy was lifted up to be a smaller document, we took that back out to our communities and said, is this what we heard you say? Is that what you're expecting to see in it? This particular picture, which you'll find in the strategy, was gifted to the strategy by Otahu and represents the principles on which the strategy is based on. Those principles being holistic, that work activity needs to consider all things that help keep people healthy, so predominantly the determinants of health. Targeted and evidence-based, using local and international evidence to evaluate those services, and important not to reinvent but to strengthen those that are already in existence. Belonging and connectedness, recognise that people are part of family, whānau, communities and networks which bind them together, have the community in mind, enabling and empowering them, and be collaborative, develop relationships that foster and facilitated by support. There are three main priority actions that you'll find in the strategy. One of those is community-led, the other is innovative services, which is made by the government organisations, services, and then a new theme came through with work that's going to develop in the strategy, which is new to recovery and not a thing that we found with the completed literature review both nationally and internationally. And that is this communication and engagement back between the two things. So community-led recovery, government, services and support, etc., that the two are informed or need to be informed by each other and feedback and communicate to each other. So the types of things and where you can probably play the largest role will be in the community-led recovery space. This is to the area of supporting and encouraging communities to lead their own recovery, build capacity and knowledge, particularly around community resilience, influence recovery decision makers, ways to care for each other in this particular area as well, and how to connect in a community neighbourhood, build networks, particularly in the sport and recreation space, and develop leadership. So that's the strategy. Then in terms of evidence base, it was important for us particularly as, and that's what I mentioned before, and it's easy to see when houses are rebuilt and pipes are laid and all that sort of stuff, but not necessarily when people have recovered. We wanted to measure a lot of the determinants of health and what those determinants look like from a social perspective. So New Zealand has a social outcomes framework, so we took that particular framework. We looked across the world at other disasters, and the only other one we could find that measured social recovery was Katrina. We looked at the geographical population demographics and identified that New Zealand was obviously quite different than the Katrina disaster had been. And we also wanted to make sure that we layered in a community level to the outcomes that we were measuring and monitoring. So this spider diagram, which is the latest results of the data, developing up the indicators, we worked with 28 different agencies. We looked at what they currently collect, and we identified with them and with others as well what would be information that would be useful for them in terms of a disaster situation. Now, while that's a summary of the indicators themselves are obviously I have a book copy. You'll find them all on our website as well. And no surprises in terms of the indicators that highly stressed. So even this red is where there has been a decrease since the 2 years average of data prior to the increase. Okay? Anything that is green means that there's actually an improvement on the data sets from the 2 years prior to the earthquake. And orange is that sort of a bit of a change, but not necessarily significant. So no surprise that the high level of stress is one of the biggest red spiral points that you're seeing, and the biggest green one is, of course, preparedness for another sort of consideration. We also, to complement the spiral graph or the indicators that we track, we also look at the quality of life survey, which is running for 2 years. So Red Cross, we run this every 6 months with our main partners to make sure that we've got the soft data that's coming in through those indicators. And you'll see by this particular graph how that just sort of reflected here. And this next particular slide, it shows you what are the main stresses. So as I said, the first survey, the main stress was the earthquake, the fear of other aftershocks. That's moved on to being the fear of the weak ecosystem insurance process. And also one of the stresses that's come up in all the surveys that we've completed is the border now, the loss of recreation, sport and time. And this is the proportion of the population that is showing a reporting a high level of stress in comparison to New Zealand as well. The global recession obviously is a feature of here as well. So some particular examples, and I'm running, I see my little 1 minute left, so I've run out of time, we've got all the good stuff to last, and now I've run out of time to cover it for you. It's always the way, isn't it? So these little bubbles, I have all got on a piece of paper here for you as a handout. These are examples of a range of different community-led and sort of CERA-involved projects that have happened since the recovery. And I'm happy to be contacted after today's event if there's any of these that you wish to know more information about. But I'll just touch on one because I know that we should touch on. This one, summer of fun. So as our survey information identified, people have lost a sense of those fun and core things to do in their communities. A lot of their activities or where they would normally go had gone. So in the first summer after the February earthquake, we went to communities to say, do you want something? Is there something you might be looking at wanting? And they said, we'd like some low-level fun things for our children to do. But we can't do these ourselves. We haven't got the energy, we haven't got the money, we haven't got the time. Our workers are all fatigued in terms of resident groups. Can you please sort that for us? So in the first year, we did the business case. We resourced it, staffed it, and did have other people from the community involved in that, but largely we ended up delivering and leading these particular sessions over the summer period. Then the next year, so I put that as us being basically changing on ahead as we do, and the community coming along, but predominantly following the lead that was set there. And the next summer we went back to our communities to say, same thing, you've got recreational stuff sorted, our statistics are still telling us that no, that's not the case. And they said, no, it's not, we still need these activities, we still need the pop-up bouncy castle things, the face painting, the sack races, all those sorts of things. But some of us feel that we can actually lead that ourselves now, but we might need a little bit of help and support, and others said we still need help and support because we've lost our leaders, our community leaders and leads. So it was a mixture of side by side, to get together. We sort of did that. Those communities that could do it, did it, and we did that in areas where that couldn't happen. And then this last summer, what happened is that the community is now taking it over, and we're out of the picture. The approach for how to funding has all been sorted, how to run those events has all been sorted. It's been led predominantly by the YMCA and the church groups that have come together. So it's sort of an example of community-led recovery, but the community wasn't ready for that at the beginning. But 2 years down the track, they are. The leaders' capacity has been grown, some of the fatigue isn't quite there, some of the other important recovery issues have moved on for them, and so they're able to take back that leadership and ownership of that particular project. Sure. So as I said, these examples are all on the handout for you, and that finishes my time.
Thank you very much, Michelle. I will take questions from the audience. Questions? I guess from observations here is you've got a strategy which you've researched and developed. You've got effectively a scorecard here. In terms of lessons learned, what do you see as the most valuable lessons learned from that strategy? Is there anything you would have changed from that strategy? You think would have benefited the community?
Yeah, I think anyone involved in recovery would always say a higher level of involvement from the people who are the view was that most people in communities and rules were something that didn't, of course, with the view that CERA was needed and they wanted somebody to come in and help with the recovery. As time goes by, they think back to that first picture of the disillusionment phase, the honeymoon phase, the disillusionment phase, etc. That in other events as well, authorities that come in to do the recovery over time, they do need to finish, and the ownership back for what's resolved or left to do needs to sit locally with local government. But we have had no pushback from many of the resident groups that we wanted to work with in respect of being involved. If anything, it's a challenge to obviously have the voices of 3,000 people and the particular work to do. There have been times though that some of those resident groups haven't been in a space to be able to work with others, particularly as they've been working through their whole community has disappeared. And actually in the space that we're in now, there are lots of new communities being established, for example out of Wollaston and out of Moniora, and there are a lot of that social connectivity that people are craving for, wanting to know how do we establish the stuff with our neighbours, etc. And this particular example, there are neighbours in Crescent Cape, while we supported that, it was led by again by the church groups. We wanted to make sure that people were able to get to know their neighbours.
Time for one more question. Okay.
I thought it was quite interesting you mentioned that the only other example of a kind of psychosocial help was the hurricane Katrina. How do you think that what we're doing in Christchurch here could relate to, I suppose, different cultures and countries or, future disasters that we have? I suppose, is it applicable?
Yeah, absolutely, because people are humans at the end of the day. The bit around other disasters not having done was around the spider grab and the indicators. So that's the stuff that in other disasters we struggle to find where the social recovery had been tracked and monitored over time. But the ability to have psychosocial supports and to know what to do, etc., is well known and is well held across the world. And which is why we use people like Dr. Rob Gordon, who's had 25 disasters with the fires and the floods in Australia, to help us when we're making critical decisions. And I remember, but I remember when we were about to make phone calls to people in Port Hill, and these were phone calls where previously we had perhaps zoned their property red and they couldn't live there, and the review of the Port Hills geotech information, etc., came back that their homes were green, that they could remain living there. And so, mine's the area that makes those calls to people. I'm the one that sat beside my staff and made those calls. And so we put together how we thought we would approach that, and then we used experts from other disasters to say, this is our approach that we're thinking of using. Can you give us any feedback on this? Are we on track? Is there something else that we should do, etc.? And so we built that into our approach to strengthen what we were actually going to be building. And brought in others to work with us too, so relationship services came in and sat beside us to make those calls, because I'm not a psychosocial expert, I'm a psychologist, but I can empathise with people, and I can technically pass over information to them to pass on. We get other supports there to help them as well. So that's sort of how we've taken, we're not here thinking that we are the only people who've ever done this before. We're looking to what others have done, we're learning from that, but we're also adapting it. And there are some examples where Chief Executive Roger Sutton will be over in another country, maybe in Australia, and talking, and in fact he will, some of the stuff that we've done is groundbreaking for a lot of other areas, so they are learning also from some of the things that we're getting through.
Thanks very much, Michelle.